I'm particularly proud and happy about the young filmmakers, actors, singers, writers, producers that are coming up behind my generation. In particular, Barry Jenkins. Young people understand this young man made 10, 15, 20 short films before he got the opportunity to make Moonlight. So never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it was easy, there'd be no Kerry Washington. If it was easy, there'd be no Taraji Henson, Pete Henson. If it were easy, there'd be no Octavia Spencer. But not only that, if it were easy, there'd be no Viola Davis. If it were easy, there'd be no Michael T. Williamson, no Stephen McKinley Henderson, no Russell Hornsby. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. Be at work.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is, what is it? July the 9th. Wow. July the 9th. We're in the studios of WLTT 1180 AM. Soon to be 104.9. If you go to 104.9, it is, have turned over this weekend. We're on that station as well. Going FM shortly. We're in the test mode this week, and as we stated, it's coming. So you all keep coming in, keep joining us on Facebook. Welcome our Facebook Live audience today, 910-765-0097. The show is called No Covers Live, Straight Talk, No Chaser. I'm your host, Dawood Elamine. Get my name right today, coming to you out of the port city of Wilmington, North Carolina. Glad to be back in the saddle today. We had a good show on Friday. Didn't do much last week because it was the 4th of July week. I've always been taught that if you have nothing good to say, don't say anything. So I didn't want to spoil anybody's barbecue on the 4th. So that's why we didn't. I'm going to text me the other day, say, why you didn't do a show on the 4th? And really, you tie it up. I don't got nothing good to say. I don't say nothing at all. I try to keep the peace. I didn't want to disturb everybody's barbecue. I know they had concerts going on. They were celebrating and enjoying the activities. Peace be still. I hope you all had a good time. All right, Michael. I asked Michael to get a chance. He get a chance to call in today. We've been talking a lot online lately, and a lot of what I want to talk about comes from some of the feedback I get from him, some of the feedback he get with me. I try to stay away from politics. You all know a lot of times I do not like to do politics on the show because Harvard and Bucky, they do just a good show in the afternoon on politics. And I try to stay out of it because it's controversial. I have my political background, but today I got to touch it for a little bit. And the reason why is because my brother came in town this weekend. It was so good to see my brother. He came in town and we happened to spend some time together. That's always a good time when you can spend time with family. You all that have been listening to the show and stay in tune with No Covers know that me and my brother both grew up together in the same household, but we took 2 different approaches. I tend to think he took more of the Rose approach to integration, and I took more of the Garvey approach to separation. And we've lived that way most of our adult life. For most of our adult life, he took the road of integration, integrated into the fire department, rose in the ranks, went to college throughout that process, and fought his battles, had to bite his tongue a lot. I know, in talking to him, I know in raising and trying to become the status that he had to bite his tongue a lot. And sometimes I looked at him sometime and was like, wow, but I understood him as I got older. And he the same way. He looked at me sometime and said, hey, fool, this nut over here. And it kept us separated for a while. And it's so good to see our roles coming together. Over the last 5 to 6 years, our roles have been finally meeting up at the headway, because he took his way and I took my way. And what it shows me is that there is no correct way for success in the society we live in. Some of us choose to be revolutionary, Afrocentric people, counter revolutionary. We want to fight. We want to take it to the man. We want to. We don't want to do a lot of marching. We want to do a lot of swinging. And then some of us on the other 10 tend to take the other approach, the more talented 10th approach. Get the education, move up in society. You know, smile and grin if you have to, and do what you have to do to survive. So our unity shows. My wife was sitting at the table with us watching, and she was like, after we left, she said, "You all get along well." Because with brotherhood, with family, and family overrides any differences that we have. But the beauty of it is that I see us aligning now. And what it tells me is that it's our time. So the topic I came up with today is to stop whining and start winning. I want us to stop whining and start winning. And what I mean by that is, I've talked to Michael Carraway a lot, and if he calls in, I'll try to get him online if he calls in today. But we talk a lot online, and sometimes he understands the political spectrum the way I see it. He understands that 45. I tell everybody we call him 45, Donald Trump. Like I told him this morning, I told him I predicted that Donald Trump will win almost a year and a half before almost a year before he got the nomination. I was on this station in this channel right here, sitting in this chair right over here, and I told him then that he would win the election, not just the nomination. I told him he would win the presidency. And where I said it is because I was thinking on numbers and had studied the lay of the land. I wasn't talking emotional. I was just talking based on what I was researching and what I was seeing. And I was telling everybody he is going to win. It was based on what I saw, and what I saw was this longing for Obama, this thought process that once Obama leaves, we're just gonna go in chaos, and this love for Obama so much. But I didn't see that love being passed over. And I said, you know what? We ain't coming. They're not gonna come out. The votes they're not gonna have the votes. And the 8 years of Obama are gonna be washed real quick. So I could see it. I could see it based on the numbers and based on the political polls in our area. And what was going on here in our own city. This is a Republican-based state. You can watch the numbers here and see what was going on. I said, hey, he's going to have a chance to win. So now that he's in office, we have this longing, this love. Our man has been crushed. Our champion. This happened something similar when Dr. King was assassinated. Obama is gone now, and we kind of lost. We don't know what to do, and the only thing we do is whine. We call the president of the United States all kind of names, and it's merited, because I saw the same names being assimilated to Obama, a cast at Obama when he was in office. Nasty names. I mean, even pictures of a monkey family was sent on that desk. So I can understand the desire to attack back. I can understand the want to say, you know, hey, our man out, another man's in now. We just gonna go haywire. We just gonna go. But the whining, it's reminiscent of growing up. You remember growing up in the household, growing up in school. In some families, a lot of families had this situation where you ever had a bully in school, and the bully picked on you or wanted to fight you, or you got into a fight with someone else. You had these children that get in fights sometimes, and then they just go home whining. They go home crying. They're in tears. And it's the parent that understands that if I don't teach you now how to fight, or if I don't teach you how to stand up for your rights, or if I don't teach you how to defend yourself, then you coming in this house whining, it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to teach you a lesson. So that strong parent, and usually the time it was a single mother parent, especially with the boys. She said, boy, get on back out there. Or sometimes would lock the door on you and not let you come in the house. Go back out there and face that enemy, face that foe that's got you coming into the door, whining crying, being a sissy. That's what we called them back in the day. You just crying. You being a little, we used to use the word, you a little sissy. Every time somebody touch you, you crying. And so the strong mother would say, go back out there. Go fight your own battles. Stop crying. Stop whining about it. And so when I look around our landscape, especially in social media, man, we some whining folks. But we ain't winning because we're so busy whining and we haven't thought about how to win. So today, I'm giving you assignment today, and especially New Hanover County. Pay attention, tune in, text your friends, because I'm going to give you an assignment to start winning. It's going to be a very simple assignment. It's going to be an introspective of yourself first. Because if we don't start winning, we don't start trying to look how to win and figure out a way to win, politically especially, because I don't like using it with politics, but today I am. Because Bishop called me on Monday, Sunday night, and he told me, he said, well, man, he had a big event over the weekend, but didn't get anybody registered to vote. Young people are not coming out to vote. I'm asking them why. What bait are we using to get them to vote? Because as long as we keep whining and not giving them a reason to vote or not giving a reason to come out to the poll, they're not. So what methodology are we using? So today, I'm going to give everybody an assignment so that we can start winning this process. And I usually don't deal with politics, but I'm going to deal with them today. I'm going to give you some numbers first. There are 52,000 registered Democrats in New Hanover County. 52,000. There are 53,000, about estimate, registered Republicans in New Hanover County. There are 61,000 unaffiliated voters in New Hanover County. About 170 altogether registered voters in New Hanover County. So what you will realize if you really study and see, it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. It just takes an internet and a computer and go to the voter registration or the Board of Elections and pull the information up, this general information for the public to get the numbers. But when you look at the 170,000 registered voters, then I want you, first assignment number one, I want you to go look back at the 2016 general election. And I want you to go precinct by precinct. And I want you to look at the numbers of people that were registered that simply did not cast a vote. Then I want you to do it by precinct. And the reason why I want you to do it by precinct is because I want you to look at your inner city precincts, since you want to whine so much, since you want to cry so much that Donald Trump is in office, since you want to get on Facebook and rant and rave of what's going on. Since you want to talk about immigration, let's talk about it. Since you want to talk about taxation or the trade tariffs, let's talk about them. But I want you to look at the numbers. And if you look at the numbers of the 170 some odd estimate voters in New Hanover County, I want you to do the math. I'm not going to give you the assignment. I want you to go Google and go into the Board of Elections. I want you to pull the numbers up, and I want you to see how many people voted. What percent of the people exercised their power to vote? That's the first assignment, because we're going to cut this whining out. It's time to cut the whining out. And when you get those numbers, I'm going to have you challenge those people that you see whining all the time with the second part of the assignment. I'm going to give some assignments out today. The second part of the assignment that I want you to do, I want you to go to the left corner of the Board of Elections page. And on the third tier down, there is a button that says check registration. So the first thing I want you to do is individually, I want you to check your registration. It's a simple process. You Google, you push the button, you punch in your name, you punch in your age, well, not your age, you punch in your name, full name, your birth date, and then you punch in the county. And then you put in search. And it's going to come up. And if you got several different names, like you got mine is easy. Mine is Daoud Not Selamine. There's only one of them in town. If you got some other people that have names, you're going to have to find yours and push your name on that's actually you with your age. And push your name on. And then I want you to check your status. I want you to scroll down, because it keeps it from the time you register. I did mine 2 days ago. That's from I registered in 1992 in new head of accounting. And what it does is it tells me how much I voted from 1992 to 2018, every precinct I voted and how I voted. In the primaries, whether I was in the Republican primary or the Democratic primary, how I voted, it gives me a whole track of my voting history. I want each of us to check our voting history. I want us to see from the time we registered, how many times did we miss an election? How many times did we make an election? How many times? I want you to individually, because I'm giving you some weaponry now. I want you to do it individually. Individually. Now I'm going to give you the third assignment. And this is for those 4th of July conversations. This is for those Christmas holiday conversations. This is for those Thanksgiving conversations. You know the family member that's always whining. You know the church member that's always whining. Yeah. You know the coworker that's always whining and complaining and talking about what's so wrong with the present administration. Yeah. You know the next door neighbor that's always whining and got the bumper stickers. You know the folks that's calling you out there and say, hey, we need to march down on immigration. We want you to come out and to a march and picket. Those people, the whiners that are not really working but whining, what I want you to do is I want you to check theirs. All you need is the birth date. I want you to pull their number up. Then I want you to check theirs. Check your pastors. Check his. Check your so-called leader. I want you to check his. You got his birthday. You always have an anniversary. It's easy to get to come out his birthday. Your cousins, your aunts, your uncles. Check their birth dates. Check their record. Go push the button. It's public information. Go in and push the button and pull down their voting registration and see what's going on. And cut out the whining. We're whining, but we're not winning. If we stop whining and start working, we'll start winning. Now, I know a lot of folks feel that, man, the vote don't mean nothing. We had the populists and he still got in. Yeah? Might be. But did you exercise the right that folks worked and died for? Marched for, picketed for? Did you exercise the right to, do you have the right to whine? Do you have the right to complain? If you're not willing to go back out on the street and fight the bully, just don't complain about the bully. If you're not willing to help go with an organization or work with a group of people that's trying to fix the situation, you have no right to continue to whine about the situation because you're not willing. You're running in the house to mama and hiding behind the skirt and not willing to put your hand in the pot. I've checked some of these leaders in our area. I'm going to start calling them out if they keep up the whining. Yeah. I've checked a whole lot of folks that talk good game, serious game, complain all the time, and you'll find out some of them ain't even registered. Yes. Folks that want to lead you. Folks that want you to invest in their products. Folks that want you to join their ideas. Folks that want to open a nonprofit to help people. Yes. I pulled some records and was surprised. I said, she ain't voted in 5 years. He ain't voted in 10 years. And you pull the Facebook page up and they yep. But I didn't exercise the right or don't even have the right to complain because we're too busy whining. Just the numbers I wanted to give you today. Think about that now. That's 170,000 registered voters. I'm not going to give you the percent that voted in the last election. You know, I want you to check your precinct, but I especially want you to check your innocent precinct. It's the first thing I want to talk about today. The second thing I really want to touch on is, and I don't talk politics, but today I am. I want you to understand this information on. I got this from a good friend of mine, Adam Biar, down in Fayetteville. He's at a sister radio station down there, black-owned radio station in Fayetteville, WIDU. And I tune on and show a lot, especially on Monday. He has an excellent show program on Monday mornings. Get a lot out of it. He talks politics mostly, and so I talk on his show a lot and have conversation with him on a regular basis. He also was my former imam down in Fayetteville years ago, and he turned me on to something that I missed over the weekend. But there was a a situation with baby formula. And a group out of Ecuador decided to put in a resolution to go with the World Health Organization. And the resolution was going to announce to the world, which we already know, that the best breast milk, or best formula for babies, was natural breast milk. And they did this so that they could put a sanction on these companies that put labels on formulas that say they're equivalent to what's in breast milk. Because studies have shown that it's not. Natural breast milk is the best milk for any infant. But they wanted to sanction or put restrictions on these agencies or these producers of formula for children. Because a lot of these formulas are killing children simply. And they wanted to make sure that they could document this with the World Health Organization. And Ecuador was the one sponsoring the bill, and they had joined up with other nations around the world and was going between the World Health Organization to stop this. Now here comes Big Brother. America, one of the biggest producers of health formulas, one of the biggest exporters of health formulas. So when you look at politics and you see this, if we're not studying, we just whining and we're not trying to win, we're gonna keep losing. America comes in and derails the whole process. First, they wanted the watered down version, and when they couldn't get that, they threatened Ecuador and told Ecuador, if you don't pull, these are the American companies backed by Trump, if you don't pull this proposal for the World Health Organization to say that breast milk is the best milk, if you don't pull that, we're going to pull your military aid and we're going to put restrictions on your trade to your company. I thought that was interesting, how he works. The show today, and I said something to my brother, because he shared it with me on the show today. He shared it on that was part of the show today. And he was saying he didn't understand it because this was a bullying tactic. Well, see, I got it, but I understand it. America's always been a bully. See, when he says, this is what we have, this is why I want you to stop whining and start winning. When you hear the term "Make America Great Again," it equals "Make America White Again." That's the equivalent to it. That's what he means. He make it a bully again. America's always been a bully. It bullied itself with the Native Americans. It bullied itself with us. It's bullying itself with the Hispanic community now. It bullies everyone. It only doesn't bully anyone who controls their own. You don't hear Chinatown making a peep. You don't hear the Koreans making a peep. Nah, you don't hear the Jews complaining, whining, because they got theirs. So if you want to stop a bully, fight him. Don't go keep running home whining. If you want to fight the bully, what you have to do is make sure you take care of yours. So I said to him, I said, well, what I would like to see, which I continue to push over and over again, we have been pushing for the last 30-some years. I have, since I took that road from my brother and went in another direction. Our own communities becoming great again. They gonna do theirs. When he says those terms, make up, they know exactly. You all know exactly what he's talking about. You know exactly the catchphrase. I saw the Reverend Barber the other day and several people in the news, and they said we're going to have a moral. We're going to have a more. Just make me think. We're going to have a moral rally, a moral revival is what he said. He said you're going to have a moral revival. How are you going to have a moral revival with unmoral people? I mean, simply, how are you going to call for a moral revival when 80% of the people marching with you are immoral anyway? And who is really moral? I'm not moral. There's a whole lot of stuff I do I shouldn't be doing. I know better to do. So we're gonna call back. We're gonna go back and call back to morality. We can't have a morality and see people get moral. People take on morals. We took pride out of school, folks. Long time ago. We took discipline in our children out of the homes and the schools. Long time ago. We become dependent on the system long time ago. We love running down to get aid. Let it be a disaster. We line up for aid. We stopped doing for self a long time ago. So when we start talking about bringing it back, we need to start looking at we need to bring ours back again. It was I understood the ceremony, and I appreciate the ceremony that Williston did on the 4th. I saw that. That was power. And I said it. I commented. I made a couple comments to people. I said, man, that's power. There's a long-standing organization that will not let you forget Williston. These people in this town will not let you forget Williston. But I asked the question, what you going to do with that power? You got the power. What are you going to do with it? I've said to the longshoremen, you have a power base. You have more money generated by African Americans anywhere in the city. Corning don't have that many African Americans that can generate that kind of income you got. GE don't have that many African Americans that generate the kind of income you average longshoreman I know is black. Been that way since my daddy was a longshoreman. So when I look at the longshoreman, I say, you got the juice. What are you going to do with the juice that you have? Because having the juice is doing us no good if we're not building the infrastructure so we won't have to whine. Our people are sitting here whining because we don't have an infrastructure to build from. Got to stop whining, folks. We got to start winning. And we can't start winning if we don't start working. Faith with our works is dead. That's what Patty just said on the show before I got on. She was talking about it. I didn't know she was going to talk about that today that was going to lead into my whining. But she was just saying it. She said it, faith with our works is dead. We can believe we can do anything, but we're not we're not putting some cement blocks together to build something within our community. It's just idle talk. Trap clap. Yeah, trap clap. Look it up. It's idle noise, nonsense. It's wasting words. So that's the assignment for today. If you didn't get the assignment, we'll go back over it again. That's the assignment. I'm at the end of the show. I'm gonna go over it again and give you the assignment today. I don't know about. I did something today. Usually I wear a shirt and tie. Today I wore my dashiki. I have different shirts, clothes that I wear. Sometimes I wear a dashiki on purpose, especially if I'm going. I was going with my wife to the doctor's office today. He had an eye appointment, eye doctor. So I went with her to the eye doctor. So I purposely, because sometimes I know she's like, some days you wear dashiki, and some days you don't wear dashiki. It depends on. In summertime, I like to bring my dashikis out, my African garb out, because I'm African. I'm black, a black African. That's what I am. I know the term African American. I know the term black. Brother Larry always, my mentor always reminds me that I'm first an African. So I was in the car, and I was with my baby grand, and I'm watching the people walk. It's funny watching the other folks, and they're walking by, and I got my garb on, right? So they're looking, right? Looking. And you can spot it. So you know what it looked like. You know what they look. You know what the person looks like, because you can tell by the look they give you what's on their mind. And they look. They walking and don't know how tentative to be, and don't know whether to smile or not smile. It's odd looking, especially in this town. That if you go out being different, not of the norm, how the Make America Great people respond. Because they understand you're not one of them. You one of the ones they trying to get rid of. Yeah. Let's give you a look. You're not one of them. You're one of the ones that they are trying to slowly get rid of. When you dress differently, a lot of times you come in as with locks, or you come in with your Afrocentric look, you can see it clearly. A lot of folks can't see it because you're blending in. And when you're blending in, Mr. Jones, you can't see it. You go to work, you smile and joke. You just want to blend in. You sing the song, you blend in. You go to the meetings, I have seen meetings when folks will say stuff and we won't even challenge them on it because we think they have the right to speak in our meeting. I always love the scene in Black Panther when the colonizer tried to speak and they said, you have no right to speak here. I love that scene. That's my favorite scene in the movie when he wanted to speak. Oh, no, we saved your life. We just got you traveling with us. And you can fly that jet over there and help shoot some of these enemies down, but right now you can't speak. You don't make no decisions up in here. Beautiful scene of the movie. But when I'm different, I can see it. When I'm blending, when I put the shirt and tie on, I get to do it. I mean, go to AfricanHeritage.com, buy your dashiki. That's add that to the assignment. Go buy you a dashiki and go sit downtown, either in Wilmington. A best place to do it. Go to Mayfair and do it. Go there one day with your shirt and your tie on. Your shirt and a tie. Or if there's a collared shirt and some slacks, and you shape clean and walk around the stores. Talk to the people, walk around. Then I want you to turn around the next day and put something African on and then go in there. And watch the look. You're the one they're trying to get out. When they say make it great again and make it white again, get him out of here. That's what they mean. That's what they mean. I'm gonna tell you how powerful that statement is. Many of you all that watch my Follow No Covers for years know I practiced the Code of 33. And the Code of 33, if you don't know what 33 is, for years, me and Frankie Roberts have practiced a code of voting 33%. We have always came up with a theory and philosophy that 33% of our people should be Democrats, 33% should be Republicans, and 34% should be independent voters. That means we keep 33% of the Democratic Party, we got a foot in, but we ain't sold out everybody in one party. We take another 33% and put in the Republican Party. We put them over there so we can know what's going on and see how they're going to react and know their plans. The spook to step out the door. That man, yeah. And then you put 34% independent, and then we can sway either way when we politically meet because we know what the Democrats going to do. We know what the Republicans will do. Then we make a decision independent on what we're going to do. Now, that's how we've done it for years. I was the one of our group that stayed in the Republican Party. Make America Great has gotten me so upset. Just the idea, the thought pattern of what's going on, that for the first time since 1992, when I registered in New Hanover County, I switched parties. I didn't switch to Democrat. I switched to the Independent Party. I did that because I couldn't go to that room anymore because I knew if I went in the room this upcoming election, I was going to get kicked out. And I knew if I go in that room, I might get arrested. So before me getting arrested for civil disobedience and getting another charge on my uncharacteristic record and letting people talk about me once again, I decided that I would join the Independent Party and try to start an independent movement. So back to the assignment for the day again. Michael, I see you online. Michael, I gave an assignment earlier. I don't know if you got it. And I'm sure you can do the same thing up there in Durham because I want us to do this all over the state of North Carolina. The three things I wanted us to do was first look at the numbers in each county. I want you to look at the numbers in your county. Get rid of the whining. I want you to go do some homework today. Go to the Board of Elections, pull up the numbers, and you will find out in New Hanover County is about 170 somewhat registered voters. Now, I want you to individually go precinct by precinct. Number one, you got to know what your precinct is. And number two, you got to know what the inner city precincts is. You got to know the numbers. There's about, I think about 15. We have a chart. If you don't know how many there are or which ones it is, I got a chart at the house of the inner city precincts. I email it to you. I want you to look at those precincts. And then I want you to look at the numbers of the voters that voted in those precincts. Then I'm going to add to that assignment. Go into 2016, go into 2012 election and the 2008 election and look at those same numbers. So these whiners that we got out here, number one, you're mad at Trump, but see who voted. Number two, I want you to pull your own individual record up. There's a button on the left-hand side that says check status. You can check anyone's status, but check yours first before you get too nosy. Check your own status because I don't want you throwing a rock in a glass house. Make sure your house ain't built to glass before you throw the rock. But check your own status. And it should come up. Find your name, push the button, and it's going to list all your activities that you voted since the day you registered. And I want you to check your report card. And then I want you to look in the mirror and make a calculated decision on your report card. I got a call in. I think that's my man, Michael. Let me get this. Caller, you on there? Yes, sir. What's going on? I'm giving that assignment out. Let me finish this and the last part of that assignment, and I got Michael on, the last part of that assignment is I want you, after you check your individual record, these folks that's sitting around you, that's leading you, that's talking and got you whining, I want you to go check their record. And when they started coming at you, especially if they're leading you from the pulpit, I want you to give them their record and say, don't talk that to us anymore until you correct this of your voting record. Is this who I think it is on there? Yes, sir. What's going on, my brother? All right. What we got going on today?
Again?
What we got going on today?
I can't hear you breaking up.
Let me see. Can you get me now? What we got going on today? Okay. I think what we got doing, we got some technical difficulty. We're going to make this happen. I was trying to make sure my Facebook audience here, but I'll relate them to what you're saying because we're going to get it recorded some kind of way. I saw your post on 45. And like I said, you've been on point from day one. That's why I wanted you to call in one day because I want you to get this last part that we was talking about. Because like I said, I told you this morning, I think we're whining too much. And we're not studying enough. We're not studying the lay of the land and what's going on. So what tips will you give the average person that's confused? Because I know why they upset. But like I just told the audience a few minutes ago, number one, when I checked the voter registration for New Hanover County, some of these folks don't need to be upset. They need to be looking in the mirror and ask why they didn't get folks out to vote. Go ahead. I got you. Got you. Yeah. 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 Us? Go ahead. That's it. Right. I got you. Yeah. And we relax on it. I think that's one of the reasons why I did a test run of today's show, because on the station I really didn't want to go there because Bucky, that's their lane. But I think I'm gonna have to take one of these days because we do so much. Me and we talk about it so much. I said, well, let me try it today. I said maybe I turn my Monday back into their lane, and hopefully I don't bump heads. That we don't bump heads with each other. And if we do, it's good sometimes. Yeah. 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 So that's why I thought. That's all. And that's what we talk about mostly. I watch some of the threads. I watch some of the threads and timelines. And the funniest thing to do, what I've been doing lately, some of these same folks that's having that conversation, I've been pulling their voter registration. because a lot of the folks don't know on Facebook, and I hope I don't start taking them down today when I say this. When you give me your birthday, because they got you got your birthday on Facebook. So what I do is I pull your name, especially in New Hampshire County, and then I pull your birthday, and then I pull your record. You'd be surprised that people not even registered. Talk all day long. Talking all day long, talking smack all day long. When I push that voter registration, man, the man ain't been registered. I've been knowing this guy for 14 years. He ain't registered. I'm like, no wonder I don't see him at the polls working on poll day. I'm like, I'm sorry to say it. I know I'm on a Christian station, but I check some pastors out. I know my one here is doing good. I'm checking their record and I'm saying, you ain't registered? You're a religious leader and you're not registered? Yeah. Yeah. If that's all you're telling me, then you lead me to the bank. And if you lead me to the bank, I'm hoping you lead me there and you got enough in there that you give me a house loan. I hope you didn't create it. I hope you got, if you lead me to the bank, I hope you ain't somebody in the business saying, hey, let's get a franchise here and let's get a restaurant and employ some of these people to sit right up here in these pews. That's what I want to see happen with the money. And these organizations, that's why I said, I told him it was a beautiful thing Wilson did out there. I loved it. It was beautiful. But let's put some power behind it. Let's get some of these, let's take some of that, I tell brothers in law and Sherman all the time, I say, y'all got the money, man. Y'all should have at least 4 franchises in this city. Even though I don't like a lot of fast food, but you should have them because your people eating anyway. So you should have, if you can't do that, get some healthy fast food. Get something in there business-wise so you can employ some of these young people, put them to work.
I had some of that. This is the last one.
Make America great again. It means make America right again. Means we white people were dominating every aspect of life.
Exactly. That's what it means. That's what it means. Yes. They I tell everybody what's it 244? It's a Brown and Barker 244. Yeah. They fit 2044. They see it coming. They're walking down the street and they see their own daughters with the brothers. They see the children popping out. Yeah. 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 If he gets, this is going to be crucial for me. 2018. If 2018, if we don't get enough to suppress it, we in trouble. Because if he gets it, he can change law. Now. Exactly. It stays. They're trying to get that one done before 18. They're trying to get it in before November. Yeah. Yeah. Democrats got to find some kind of way to stage that. They got to get on the Republican side to find them enough votes to hold it off in the Senate. Because if they don't, it's in trouble. It's going the way they want it to go. And if he does that, if he gets what he wants, I'm telling you, I see FOMO. Because I'm looking around. And me and my son was talking, and my brother was talking this weekend. He didn't want to swallow the pill because I gave him the red pill, and he didn't want to swallow it. Because we were sitting there eating dinner. He's like, "Man, don't hurt me like that, because you hurt me when you said it the first time." I said, "Nick, that's what I'm telling you." So I'm looking. Who do they have? Who do you have? This normally time the forerunner is already up front 2 years out. It's almost 2 years. And it's the one I got. Because the only way you're going to beat him with. Everyone, the only way you're going to beat him. Yeah, only way you're going to beat him. Don't put, and for us of color, that's, you know, it's hard, but we got some sisters out there that can run. We got some sisters out there to run. Push every one of them. Put a whole slate of them out there. Yeah. Because if he gets to run, he's going. If he gets to run, I think we're in trouble. But yeah. Yeah. Try it in there. She get it because all we have to do is let her get in, and then she can turn that power right back over or share it. Yeah. You see the one out in Cali, the governor? What's that governor out in Sacramento? It was in Sacramento? Just for the governor? I think it's a female. Yeah, just got a female governor out there in the West. I think it was Sacramento. It's got a female governor out there. Yeah. You got that sister down there in Georgia. You got your sister down in Georgia making noise. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Every time. Don't. But we're not counting. They're gonna do that. We're not countering what we need to do as a community. Bishop told me this weekend. He said they had a rally and they think they had two people signed up to vote. I said, well, number one, it wasn't. They were not in the mood to vote. I said, well, when you had graduation, why didn't you have tables out there with people signing people up to vote? At graduation, the children graduate, you know they get to turn 18. Yeah. Okay. You better. And then the other thing, and that's what I've told them. That's why I went independent. The reason why I went independent is what I want to do, and I've told him I will help in this area because I'm very adamant about it. That is why I'm using this voter check registration. Not just to call you out, but to call you in. So we can utilize the internet and the technology we have to say, hey, look, I've seen you. I take your precinct. Every precinct chair should utilize that button. Go house by house. Find out who in your community hadn't voted in the last 10 years. And ask them why. It's door knocking time. Not whining. It's going to take work. You got to knock on them doors and ask them, look, here's some major changes that's coming. Now, where do you fit at that? And maybe the person will tell you, hey, I didn't even have a ride to the polls. Get them a ride. Yeah. I know you got yours. You keep them in the car. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You keep them in the car. That's one thing I can say. You are a worker, and I mean, see, you know what? I'm going to say this to you publicly. You know what I like about you? Your career, based on what you have accomplished in your career. Because I watch you and your wife at the little balls and whatnot, the military function. I'm so proud of when I see them pictures of y'all with your medals on. And I'm looking, I'm like, here's a married couple that retired from the Air Force. Your career could easily say, this ain't none of my business. Your career could easily, you could just put back and say, man, I'm good. You could technically, I travel, I can go here, I'm good, I got mine. But and a lot of folks do that. And that's why I'm so proud. I stay in touch with you and so proud of you because I said that it's a worker here. This is a person that then did his work for the country. Now he's doing his work for the community. So I just wanted to say that public to you on that. Brother, anytime you in it. Yeah. Appreciate that. That's the difference. That's, oh, you know, by the way, it's a chapter in the book. You know that, right? That's it. That's the. I got you. Brother Theodore asked me the other day. He said, "When we gonna need?" I say, "I'm trying to find some folks." When he really make that phone call to me, I got something that's serious. So I got some stuff, some little work to do this month, and so by the end of the month, I have some names for you. All right. I'm here where you're ready. You know, that's the one that works. The one you get at that time first thing in the morning. That's where No Covers came from early in the morning. I got to go off the air, brother. I appreciate you calling in. Peace and best of luck, you, bro. All right, peace. All right, folks, that's going to end it for the day. We've been calling in. We got a good call in from my brother, Mike. I appreciate you all to join on the Facebook. Like I said, that's the assignment for the day. I want you to go check your voter registration status. Go to the Board of Elections, pull up your voter registration status. Push the button. Check your own. You can do it in your other cities too. That's listed around the country, but do it here in New Hanover County. I want you to check your status first. I also want you to look at the numbers per seat, per precinct, so you can get rid of this whining. Once you see the numbers that I've seen and seen who voted in the last election, that's going to stop a lot of this whining. And then the folks that's leading you, folks that's sitting around you, folks that you hear complaining, folks that's at your job, your next door neighbor, people in your congregation that you fellowship with, pull theirs up and go ask them. Just ask them simply, look, I noticed you ain't voted in 15 years. Why? And if they leading you, you definitely have the right to ask them why. And if they not registered and leading you, you definitely have to ask them why. That's the show for today. Stop whining and start working and start winning. Stop whining, start winning. And the only way we're going to do that is start working. Patty said faith without works is dead. I appreciate you all for tuning in today. We'll be back on Wednesday with another show here at WLDT 1180 AM.